Okay, Lindsay.
And I'm Isley.
And we are the
Chico
Sisters. Uh-huh.
Today we're going to be reviewing Zombies 2.
So, they gave it Friday.
On Valentine's Day, nonetheless.
Yeah. They gave it Valentine's Day, and it was really good. I was very, surprised. It exceeded my expectations. I don't really know what I was expecting, because I didn't really know what they could do for the next movie. I think I had some ideas, but I can't remember what those ideas were now that I have seen the movie. And just for you guys who haven't seen the movie yet, go watch it and then watch this video, because this video is going to be a bunch of spoilers. So, they gave it on Disney Channel. So,
yeah, go watch it. Anyways, so at the beginning of the movie, I liked how they introduced... Oh, no! The story begins with the story of, the werewolves. At the beginning. It's like, oh, this was...
Yeah! I like how they did that, because it was, very, because they did it that way, it wasn't such a shock when they, when we later saw the werewolves. I feel like if they wouldn't have done that, I would have been really, what is happening?
I liked how it was pretty much, the same concept as the beginning of the other movie, telling the story and then, going into it.
Yeah, I like that. And one of my favorite shots at the beginning is when they show the family. They used to show, the people in pink and the people in blue, the families. But now they showed, people in pink mixed, and then, another family of the zombies and another family of, blue of pink of the humans. I like how they did that, because it really showed how now they're together. Which, by the way, is there any people thinking that, all they did was allow the zombies to play football games? And now, everybody is just accepting of them?
No, because last movie was they did the whole cheer competition and then everything was fixed. That was the thing.
Okay. See, I feel like that there's a little bit of I don't know, that was
a gap.
Yeah, what?
But it's understandable that there's a gap, because at the end of the first movie she had short hair, and at the beginning of this movie she has regular long hair again.
Yeah, but by the way, they did pretty well with her wig, in my opinion.
But sometimes the wig was really noticeable that it was fake.
Yeah, especially when they did her hair in that little up thing, bobby thing, where you can see this part. I noticed that. It was when she was on the bus. And I was like, that's not. I was like, But anyways, continuing on what we were saying.
I don't remember what I was saying.
Talking about the beginning of how they started.
Oh yeah, Chico. Oh my god, and my favorite character. I don't know. Okay, maybe. Yeah, I guess he's my favorite character. Is Bonzo. I just find him so adorable. Anyways,
he joined the cheer squad. I think that's what you were going with.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that. He joined the cheer squad. He joined the cheer squad. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I was gonna skip ahead, but no skipping. He joined the cheer squad, and then Bucky told the story of the beast, and then he said that he didn't believe in that, which was really funny because something later on happens.
And I feel like Bucky is the Sharpay of the zombies, because in High School Musical.
Okay, let me tell you how High School. No, I'm gonna say that at the end because no spoilers.
So in High School Musical, that Sharpay, they became friends with Sharpay, and Sharpay became good at the end. And then in the next movie, again, she was evil, and the enemy of the whole group. This is the same thing going on with Bucky. Towards the end, he was like, "Oh, I'm friends. I agree. Yeah, pro zombies."
Yeah, he cheered with them and everything. And then now there's split up again. And
I'm sure. If you get it, it's kind of realistic. Because I feel like you would be okay, yeah, sure, but you would still accidentally be splitting them up and think you guys are different.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is at the beginning when they split the groups up and the newbies were supposed to go with Addison, the new AC, I forgot his name, JC, was supposed to go with them because he's new and he didn't go with them.
I think it's because he's part of the ACs, so he's not new, even though he is new.
He's new.
But
what happened with the other AC? Was it Tracy? Was that his name? Where did he go? What happened?
So cutting to the
bus.
To the bus. He asked her to prom.
But while they were on the bus, I found it so cute. What's her name? Addison's friend.
I don't know.
Bree.
Yeah.
Bree. I found it so cute because Bree wants Bonzo to ask her to prawn,
Yeah, that was cute. I like how they did that because it's not prom, it's prawn, and I like it. And they explained it even. It's because like there's a sea something.
Yeah.
There's some type of seafood, and it's prawns.
I forgot what it was called.
I forgot. And by the way,
Shrimps! Mighty shrimps.
he was driving the bus in his costume.
Yeah, what's up with that? I mean, I know you can see, but you can't see that well.
No. And then continue
Oh
with the
no,
bus.
but I also liked because I said that like they want to ask you to, and then but she said that Bonzo won't even look at her, but then like it shows like him like carving her into an apple, and on the back it says I love Brie. It was so cute.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna say a prawn or something like that, like go to prom with me or something like that, but
Oh, that would have been cool.
right?
But I also like that one.
Yeah. But I also feel like I don't know,
I liked it. It was adorable. Anyways, oh, it was funny. Okay, we're cutting to what now?
So continue with the costume driving the bus, and then they crash in because he was asking her to prom.
There we go.
He was asking her to prom, and he was like in the middle of the road with the sign pointing to his head, which you can see in the trailers, and then causes the bus to like go off to the side and like crash. But my thing is.
That bus driver
Was horrible.
He was like, she like didn't even try.
Hit the brakes. What were you doing? I feel like that bus went like so far into the woods. Like, what are you doing? You're not like hit the brakes. I don't understand.
I feel like okay, Zed fell on top of the bus. That shouldn't. Okay, it should cause you to swerve, right? But it shouldn't cause you to swerve that much. And you should just keep going, like try to keep going straight. Like that dude was like.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. He should have hit the brakes when he saw the guy, when he saw Zed, because I don't believe he didn't have enough time to stop. Two.
I mean, he could have had enough time to stop, but like not enough because he was going pretty fast. So
yeah, but little see,
started to go like it might have like hit the ladder and he went, but that is still better than like.
I agree. And then once you hit the thing, you should have hit the brakes. And I don't believe that you didn't have time to stop because you should have started slowing down when you started seeing the Addison, will you go to prom with me or whatever. Because I'm sorry, but you're supposed to be looking like 40 feet ahead of you, whatever the rule is, 20 feet. I forgot what the rule was.
But also, why would you slow down when there's a sign that doesn't comply to the rules of the road? Like, it's just a sign, and it's not for you, and you're supposed to be going back to wherever we're going to. I forgot.
I guess. I don't know.
Like it would have been very chivalrous for you to slow down so that she could read, but also it's not your problem.
I agree, but still, he should have had enough time to brake because when you're driving, you're supposed to be looking pretty far ahead of you, to the point where he should have had enough time to brake.
See him.
Yeah, and to slow down and then brake. You know? Yeah. Continuing on. And then after that...
Oh, I loved how the little girl, I forgot her name, but the little girl was like, when will I know to throw the confetti? And he was like, you'll know. And then the whole crash happened and she was like, now!
Okay, right. So after he crashed into her, when he should have braked already, he should have braked after crashing in when he knew or didn't know, whatever, that was on top. He still should have braked. And maybe he couldn't because he lost control of the car, whatever. But after you're going into the woods...
I found it so funny how Zed like fell and then was on the side, and then he was just like, "Hi."
Yeah, that was good.
Like, I'm sorry, you're dangling off the side of the bus, but let me say hi to you for a second.
So continuing with the story into the wood, I guess.
Okay, so they crashed, right? And then Bucky ran for the hills. He only protecting himself, and he tried to run, and he freaking fell off the bus. The back door, and it was so funny.
Jumped.
Yeah, he jumped. He didn't even try, okay? He jumped when he could have easily just stepped down. And he blacked out.
And Addison tried keeping the people calm, which I really like, because then Bree says, see, look, she kept the material right here. And that's very cute. And then...
she realized, Zed, and then she ran off.
Which I feel like was very cute. Like, that was very, like, it was a small moment, but, like, a very small, like, wholesome moment. Like, I took care of them or whatever, like, you know, but, like, I instantly, like, remembered about you. Like, I was like, oh, Zed, you know, like, it's such a cute moment, and I feel like that shows your connection and how much, like, Addison really does like Zed.
Yeah. So then, they showed the wolves, but, like,
not that much.
Yeah.
And Addison was the only one
except
that saw
for the girl that howled.
And then skipping to the part where like everybody knows.
What? No skipping. Okay, so then
You don't have to explain every part.
No, but I like this part.
Okay.
Okay, so then she like saw the girl in the house, and then they all disappeared, and then Zed comes up from behind her, and she punches him, which is hilarious because she punched him in the first movie.
That was such a wholesome time too. Like it was like perfect. Like I needed that. I didn't know I needed it till they did it, but I needed that. Like it was so cute. I love how they like had little sneak peeks of like the first movie into the second movie, which we'll tell you another part later when it comes up. But it was so cute.
Okay, yeah.
So now skipping to the part of the world was I love how everybody just believed Addison.
I know, right? There's wolves. Oh my god, it must be true.
Only one person
saw
saw
it.
and everybody's like, wolves! Going crazy, and then they reinforced all the like
Monsters.
monster rules, which I mean I understand they did it out of fear, but it makes excuse me.
It makes no sense because you could like tweak the rules and be like, oh, monsters except for zombies, you know,
exactly. But then I also understand that they needed that for the plot of the movie, but
yeah,
just for the sake of the characters, like let's go into their world. Like we're in the zombie world. That was stupid. Gonna take me back out.
And it was hilarious because, okay, when they said, oh, they were real, Bucky was like, oh, I believed in them this whole time and nobody believed him when he was literally talking at cheer camp how it's just stories and it's not real and werewolves aren't real.
I didn't catch that. Oh, that's so cool. I didn't catch that. Wow.
I found it hilarious.
But maybe it was because since he was little, he believed in it, and then people kept like shaming him for it. So he did he became people that were shaming him for it, and was like, "Oh, that's stupid. That's just a legend or whatever." When the back of his mind,
That's still stupid. Why would you be like, oh no, they're not real? And then I knew it all along, and nobody believed me. You're supposed to stick with it, dude. Because if you do it all along, I'm like, come on, bro, stick with it. Stick with your story. Anyways.
What do we skip to now?
Let me fix that. He asked her to prom, and she said no, and I found it hilarious. And then he was like, oh wait, it's only because of the werewolves, right? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, okay, I thought you didn't like me anymore. That's an easy fix.
It was so cute, and I found it hilarious because an easy fix to him, and I found it beautiful because an easy fix to him was a big problem, which was the big problem of like the people not accepting him. But he found it easier than her not liking him back.
Yeah,
and that is the cutest thing. And I feel like, which also shows how much Zed likes her. There was these cute little moments. These cute little moments that would show like how much they liked each other.
Okay, and then they went to the cave thing, right? The zombies. I mean the werewolves. Sorry. Oh my god. Sorry. They went to the werewolves, right? And they did like their little number. The werewolves did their little number. About like, oh, it was the girl, she's the alpha wolf, something like that.
Yeah, which we'll skip to that. Let me not skip ahead. I'll remember.
The alpha wolves. Okay, so they skipped to their little wolf number, and at first I was iffy about it because I wasn't really sure about the style of the song. But then, like, as they kept doing it, and as they kept doing like this like rapping type of style thing, then I was okay with it. Like, but like the first one, I still had to like get used to it. So I found it kind of weird, especially the dude that was singing. I felt weird about it, but then I got used to his voice, and then I liked his voice.
I love that dude. He's cool.
He's so sweet, and
I hope he dates one of the characters. But I for some reason hope it's like the girl Alpha that like isn't Addison, but like she was Alpha before Addison.
Aren't they siblings?
Why are they siblings?
I'm pretty sure he was like, oh, this is my sister or something like that. Wasn't it?
I hope not, because I think they'd be cute together.
I
also felt like part of the jealousy going on between
there's a dog outside. Oh, okay, there's the human. Never mind. Okay, whatever. I don't care about the humans. I just like the fact that there's 2 dogs outside.
Where was I at?
You hope he finds somebody. And you hope that
I felt like part of the reason why the girl Alpha before Addison was so jealous of Addison was because I felt like she thought that the guy was into Addison as well, and I felt like I got a little bit of hint of her being into him. If they aren't siblings, but that's what
if they aren't siblings, I feel like there was a moment where they said that they are siblings. Like, oh,
I don't remember that. And I guess I feel like there was a little hint of that, but I could have just been reading into things.
So we don't know if they're related or not.
Please comment down below.
Are they related?
I think they're not. But I can't remember.
Sure?
I don't know.
Because it just made so, like, I thought I heard them say that, and it made so much sense to me how, like, she was like, no, we're doing this, and he was like, oh, well, we should do that. And he's like, oh, that's okay, too, you know, like, because she's the older.
You know what I also like? That the alpha was a girl and not the guy.
Yeah!
I like that. Continuing on with the story, so they think Addison's their alpha. Which I believe, too, because it made total sense. And so the story continues with them trying to get Addison to go back to, like, save them because she's... Oh, well, you guys know. Sorry. I mean, like, I'm summarizing the thing. You guys know because it's
She's what?
movie. What?
She's what? What were you going to say? I didn't even know what you were going to say.
I was going to say that the story continues with them trying to get Addison to, like, help them because they think that she's their alpha and, like, because, like, their, like, moon things are running out of power and...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Especially because, like, the story was like, oh, they found the treasure, but it was really that it was the wolves thing. Like, it's not that they were gonna go take the treasure and you had to take it first. It was that it was theirs all along and you stole it.
Yeah, I like that. Continuing on, what part can we skip to?
The part where they walk in. Oh my god. Oh my god, I just noticed something.
What?
That it was in the trailer, supposedly, that the wolves walked into lunch and Zed was talking to whoever, and Addison, and then he was like, Addison, and then she was with the wolves and she was like, welcome to Seabrook. And that didn't happen in the movie.
That didn't happen in the movie! You're right!
Something, the other part happened in the movie where they were guarding her and they're like, okay, well, like, welcome to Seabrook. Like,
oh, right. Okay, so skipping to that part. So the wolves come into the school and they're going after Addison, which I loved how, like, Zed commanded people to, like, whatever, and the guys followed and, like, did what they said, and at first I was like, why are you following? But now I understand, like, at this moment I understood, like, a second ago, that it was because he's a captain of the football team.
But also, you didn't get in front of her. All the dudes got in front of her. You didn't get in front of her. Why didn't you get in front of her?
I think it was because he got beside her.
No, he didn't. He was still up on the stage.
Yeah, but then he got beside her before they came. He was, like, ready to fight, and then, like, someone said, like, deactivate your wristband thingy, and he was like, no, because I can't control it. So he was gonna fight, like,
really? I thought he was on the stage the whole time.
No, he came down. He was, like, right next to her with his fists. And then, so at first they were gonna attack him, and I love how, and one thing I love about the alpha, not Addison, but the alpha, is that she's the alpha, but she listens to the people. Like, she wanted to attack, but the guy's sibling or whatever said the guy,
we don't know.
The guy said, no, we can't, right? And she listened because she didn't just do what she said and do what she said, whether she was wrong or right. She listened and she acknowledged that she was wrong in that moment and did what he said. I love that because she was a fair leader. I like that part.
Okay, so they're welcomed into the school, and now they're walking in the halls, and they scratch the thing. It's so unnecessary, bro. You're acting so good. You're acting so like, oh, we want to join your school, and then you act all bad and be like, shh. Like, no, if you want to join their school, and you want to get on her good side, why mess up the school? Like,
what did the school do to you?
For real. It's a lot of money. I mean, I know it's fake, nice. But in the world, that's a lot of money.
Still. I don't know, like, how they actually did it, but still, somebody had to pay for those lockers. No, I mean, that doesn't matter because that was the whole plan all along, but still.
Yeah. What happened after that? Cheering, right? Right, because the whole thing was, like, that she won the thingy, so, like, their team won the thingy, and, oh, Bucky wants to run for president. Oh, and then,
going with the cheerleading thing, this cheerleading skit, right?
Yeah.
Before jumping. So the cheerleading skit, they do that thing, whatever, and the werewolves are there, and, like, I love how Addison, like,
she was like, what, you want, and she was like, I don't want you to leave, like, she wants, like, see what you got, you know, like.
Which I felt was very, very good. Like, she was respectful and responsible, but at the same time, like, dominant in the sense that, like, this was her practice and she was leading in the moment. So, like, come join us. Like, don't just be there because you're technically not allowed. But if you join us, it's fine, you know?
Right.
I feel like that was very cool.
Yeah, and you know what? After the whole thingy, did you notice? I noticed that when they were done with their little skit thingy, the werewolf was the one that mostly caught her. Like, the other person was just, like, kind of under, but he caught her. Like,
I didn't notice that. What I didn't notice was the fact that she was looking at him, like, looking at
I found it funny because in the first movie, she's up there and she falls and Zed catches her. And then she's up here and like she goes down and she's mostly caught by him.
I didn't notice that. All these parallels. Like,
and I was like, ooh, I see what you're trying to do there. And I don't accept it.
Don't accept it.
So yeah, and after the little skit thingy, I don't know, I forgot their conversation, but the point is that he grabbed her hand.
I think she was feeling down about something, like, like, her self-esteem in that moment was low. Like, she was, like, thinking less of herself in that moment, and he was, like, lifting her up.
Right, because of something.
Because of something. I can't remember what.
I think it was cheer, whatever, the ACs, whatever, did something, whatever.
But I did not accept that from one either. He, like, held her hand.
He held her? For real?
He did one of these. Ready, Aisling?
No.
I'm gonna do it to you. I'm gonna do it to you.
No, I don't know.
Just hold my hand.
No, we're not doing that. The thing was is that like he held her hand, right? I forgot why, but the point was is that she didn't like go like that or like just accept it. No, she looked down at her hand and his hand because knowing that they were like making contact or whatever, and she looked up in this flirtatious way and he smiled in this flirtatious way and I'm over here just like, you're taken, you have a boyfriend, stop flirting.
Yes, and then Zed, no, and then this part gets me. Okay, because then she like looked over and saw Zed and I was like, yeah,
I know you're doing something wrong.
And then Zed walked away and she chased after him and I just said something along the lines of like, why are you mad? Why am I mad? Like you clearly were flirting.
Of course. Like, why shouldn't I be mad?
What kind of question is that? I'll go flirt. I'll go flirt. You watch me flirt. Are you gonna get mad?
Because that's not that type of person.
No, I know. I'm just saying an example. Like what? Like you? Like that was bad. Because if I did it, you would be mad.
Yes.
Continuing on.
Oh my god, we got so quiet.
Sorry.
We just like were very pumped, very expressing and then silence.
I feel like because we got it all out. Anyway, so they make up or whatever. Do they make up in that moment? I think they leave angry. Oh yeah, she said something along the lines of him being because he's running because Zed designs to run for president as well. So she said something along the lines of him not being his true self and how she respects him and the werewolves because they are being themselves and they're not afraid to say who they are and they don't care. And Zed is over here trying to get the people to vote for him, but by looking more like them instead of him being him.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's one of the main problems with, the main problems in the story with Zed, that throughout this movie, that he isn't, like, he's running for president, but he isn't being his true self.
When was it that the voting thingy, was that before the practice or after?
The voting?
Yeah.
After the
practice. Debate.
Yeah, it was after. Because eventually, after that, Addison goes home and the werewolves ask her to come to
their cave.
Their cave. And they sing this whole song or whatever, and they show her that they think
but she sang a song too, Walking by the Lockers. And she was like, are we going to get a Gabriella by the Lockers scene?
And we did! I loved it. And I love how it was like a Gabriella by the Lockers scene type of thing, but it included Zed as well. I think
because the other one, like, for High School Musical, it was just, well, it wasn't just her. Well, yeah, it was. Yes, the first one. I'm sorry, I skipped to the second movie.
Yes, it was. That's what I was the one I think about.
Oh, wait! She also sang her solo in the second movie, and she went against the Lockers, and then like she walked to the
but
and ended up being
but still, I thought I was thinking about the first movie,
right?
And I loved it because they included them together, and it was the cutest thing ever.
But yeah, but it's also part he was singing, but it wasn't it was mostly her, but it was also him, so it was pretty cool. So
you like my shoes?
You already said that.
No, but not in this video.
Oh.
It's a reindeer. But sometimes I think it's
we're filming 2 videos on the same day, which is why
we might film 3
outfit.
if we get done with this in time.
If we get done.
But it's been 20 something minutes.
All depends. Anyways. Okay, so she goes to their thing, and then they show her the little thingy of alpha wolf
Yeah.
thing.
And how it looks like her. And then they sing a song, and one of my favorite lines of the song is like, "We don't know her identity, but we think she looks a lot like you." But we don't know her identity, but you look identically like her, something like that.
Yeah.
And that was
funny.
That was a little cute thing like that. Anyways, to sing the song, whatever. Bree, Addison accidentally texts help with the little beaker, and Bree thinks that she needs help because she's in danger. So like Zed and Bree and some other person, I can't remember.
Oh,
Bonzo goes to the thing.
wait, what? This is the debate thing, right?
No, not yet.
Oh, dang. When's the
So,
debate?
after this,
Wait, so where was he?
I don't remember where he was.
Where was he? Oh my god. Wait, oh, they were activating the anti-monster laws again. So, like, they were closing everything down, and people who were in Zombie Town, had to, like, leave, and then they were like, oh, security's, like, super tight, and then Bree comes in so easily, like...
Yeah, apparently, they make a comment about, like, not for her, apparently she got back, something like that.
Yeah.
Which was funny. Don't see, it was funny. Continuing on with what I was saying, she goes to get them and ask for help. So they make it there, and it's the end, or, like, they're still singing whatever, and almost done, so they're done singing whatever, and Zed is, like, tries to save her by like taking off the thing.
Oh, she has this new look at the end of the thing.
Yeah, and he tries to save her by like taking off this little thing. And then I love how like she didn't really try holding him back as he was zombied out. She literally just went to have to place it and just grabbed his arm. It was the cutest thing and just put it on him. Like it was the cutest. I don't know why. Like it was like she was like very wise to do that in that moment because she knew that she like couldn't take the zombie because
Zombie.
yeah. So, but she just, like, did that, and she like, calmed him down and was, like, I don't remember what she said.
Yeah.
But anyways, point is that, so they give her the necklace, whatever. So skipping to the part later on, right before the debate, that she, like, talks to him and talks about how, like, she wants to, like, she's going to choose to become a werewolf and how he doesn't want her to become a monster because he knows what it's like and it's very difficult and she doesn't want her to deal with that. So...
But she was like that I don't belong to anything, like, I don't belong with humans or zombies or, like, now she has a chance to, like, become, or, like, part of a... Did you say pack or tribe? I can't remember.
Pack. And so she shows him, and she shows him the necklace, and like, I'm gonna put this on in front of the werewolves. And so like she gave it to him, and like she went to leave, but before she left, she was like, oh, I forgot the thing, so she grabbed the thingy, and he stole the necklace.
For real, so sneaky too. I feel like they didn't even show him in the background stealing it, but I also feel like I should rewatch it and check if he like.
But we knew he took it.
Yeah,
like,
it was so
he
obvious.
Closed it right before giving it to her, and I'm like.
It was kind of just like an expected thing, like
yeah,
for him to take it.
So then during the debate, they're having a debate, whatever. Can I just say? So I feel like Bucky was very like Republican, and then
just don't give them your reasons.
And then Zed was very Democratic, and also I don't know much. I just started learning about like what Republicans stand for and what Democrats stand for because I didn't really know beforehand. Because don't judge me, and don't be like me. But I like to live in denial. I don't really like to watch the news or the politics and stuff like that because like what goes on in the world kind of worries me sometimes. And
it's depressing what goes on in the world.
It's sad. And I like to live in denial. Like I feel like I have enough of my own problems. I do not need to stress about the world.
So for me, the debate was kind of like Martin Luther King Jr. being Zed and like Bucky being whatever other person, whoever the other person was, whatever. About how like zombies were kind of like the people of color, and you know, like they're just being accepted, but then like there's still like stuff going on, you know.
I think it was a very creative way for zombies to like kind of touch into like a very like tough problem, but not necessarily in the sense of touching on the problem, like just kind of like a general thing. I feel like that was a very smart and creative way to do it. And also going back to don't be like me, do not be like me because that's just very bad. Do not take my advice. Do not like.
It's not advice because I'm literally
telling you
well,
not to do
take
it.
my advice as to not be like.
Yeah, because it's very bad of us not to like be in the world. It's not like to like watch the news and stuff like that. But like, I mean, we are aware of some things like global warming and everything going on. Like
yeah, but we're really only aware of the things that people talk about. Like, not like everybody could be like so up to date with the news, but only talk about certain things, and we only know what people talk about.
Yeah, but even though I don't like to watch the news and stuff like that, I still know what's going on. It's like somewhat in the sense, at least the big issues. So
yeah. So we know about global warming.
Everybody knows
with the
about that.
fire. Yeah, like everybody. Like, yes,
and
it's so sad and depressing, and I really don't want to get into that.
But even though, like, we don't really like to watch stuff like that, I still know about the problem, and I do want to help the problem. And, like, there's ideas of, like, when I'm, like, later, when I would be a director and stuff like that, like, organizations that I want to start and stuff like that, and, like, charity that I want to contribute to, like, help fix, like, the world that we live in now. It's just that I don't necessarily want to stress about it in my day-to-day life, you know? But do not be me, and don't be me in the sense that, like, I don't watch the news, because watch the news. It's important to watch the news.
Yeah, it's very important to watch the news. We're just ignorant and naive, and we don't want to watch the news.
And it's important to also know what news you're watching, because some news are very biased.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to, like...
You have to research stuff yourself. Like, you can't just base it on one person talking about the news because they're going to be biased. And I don't think there is, like, a news thing where they're not biased.
There are. My government teacher has talked to me about it, and he even
Okay.
gave us a photo of telling, like, what, like, side, like, the Republicans bought off, and, like, what side the Democrats bought off, and then, like, in the middle it was a side, very few that, like, a few, like, things that were just, like, they weren't biased.
Telling
like,
you the facts.
Was just the facts.
So, make sure to do your own research instead of, like, just watching the news, because there's, like, I want to say
People
80% chance of it being biased.
People spin things, and they might give you some of the information, but they're going to do it in the way that makes them look better.
Yeah.
When it could be, like, totally spun to the point where that's not even, like...
the story. So,
yeah.
do your own research instead of just counting on the news.
Because I am 17 now, so, like, by the time of the new election, the president, I will be old enough to vote. And when you go to vote, you want to have enough information to really know what you're voting for.
Yeah.
Carrying on.
So, yeah, I liked the Martin Luther King Jr. thing. I felt like it was, like, a really good way to do it. And then, like, doing that kind of made me think of how, like, the last movie was pretty much touching on the people of color thing, too.
They were.
So,
wow.
So I really liked it. The only thing that was different was that Martin Luther King never had a problem with being a person of color, while Zed felt like he knew he was a zombie, but in that case they were, like, considered monsters.
And he didn't really accept himself.
Yeah, he didn't accept himself for who he was, and he wanted to, like, change himself so that he could be like humans. And I feel like that's one thing where Martin Luther King would have never done that. Like, he accepts himself for being himself, and he wouldn't change himself. He wouldn't have changed himself for someone, for just to, like, get the other people's views. Votes. There you go.
And it's something that you can, like, clearly see, because the girl, I forgot her name, of the zombies.
Something like that.
I don't know. She,
Eliza
talks to him and tells, and, like, she makes a comment about how she feels like if the zombies, like, didn't get the bracelets, that she feel like they could, like, eventually they could have, like, overcome it and learned how to control it. And I thought that was a very cool and smart thing about, like, how, like, sometimes we do things out of fear when actually there was a better way to do it.
Yeah.
Because the humans feared them and stuff like that. For that, so they did that. Which, I mean, it was an easy fix, and I feel like sometimes what we do a lot, we give an easy fix, not, like, the, like, actual fix.
Yeah, not what we need to do. We take the easy way out.
Yeah, so I feel like that was a very cool thing to do, and how I felt like it was very cool how, like, her, like, opinion wasn't, like, a big, like, wasn't, like, a popular opinion, but she still gave it, and it was, like, a very, like, cute, small, like, thing of, like, the movie, and I loved it.
Okay, so what also happened is after the debate, after he was winning, he
scratched
the
song.
thing.
He won with the song. It was so cute.
Yeah, it was funny. It was so funny how Bucky was like, "Oh, everybody's gonna vote for me," and then at the end, like, they switched to that side. It was funny. It was hilarious. So what happened was that he, like, the necklace messed with his Z-band, and then Bucky was like, "Oh, see, he's a monster," and then he literally tells Zed, "I know you're not gonna hurt me, big buddy," or like something like that, but they don't.
Yeah.
So it was like,
It's very interesting, but I feel like it also shows, like, how much the other people, like, are, like, in a sense, two-faced or just, like, scared, because the other people were already starting to be friends with the zombies, and so they knew how the zombies were, like, their personalities, like, at least individually of them who they started being friends with, because you could see in the movie, like, the zombies started hanging out with the humans, and, like, they were talking and having fun and whatever, so you could just see how, like, the other people kind of were like, "Oh, yeah, we're kind of friends with you, but, like, we're totally like, scared of you," and when it comes to that. Which, I mean, kind of shows, like, how much they, like, really weren't friends. That don't make sense. Continue. Me. I don't make sense. Continue. Anyway, skipping along because we're taking too long. Skipping to the part Right, so he stole the thingy, right? So when she goes to meet the werewolves or whatever, and
Because he kept drinking Monster, like everybody doesn't want to vote for him anymore. Like he lost the election.
and he just runs
Oh,
out.
and the point was of the presidency. If he won to be president, Addison couldn't be cheer captain because the only reason that Addison would be cheer captain if Bucky won president.
Wait, I thought it was so cute because because there was a moment where they realized that like either one of them would have lost, but then one of them said something about like it's okay because if I lose, you win, and it was so cute.
Yeah, like one of us wins and like that's okay, you know.
That was so cute, and I feel like that also shows how much they loved each other because like it just shows, and also their matureness in a sense because it shows.
But I found it not funny. I feel like I use funny for a bunch of stuff, but I found it very interesting how they were like fighting at the beginning, but someone was like, "Oh, you guys even fight like the perfect couple," but then they like seriously like actually fought later on.
That's what's going to skip. Oh, when how she's in front of the werewolves and whatever, and she goes to like finally put the necklace on, and then she can't put on the necklace on, so they're gonna like go do it by themselves, like go like just like stop the Mababi by themselves, like demolition.
She puts the necklace on and she's like expecting to like be one, and then she's not.
No.
Oh.
I wasn't that part. I was in the part where she doesn't have the necklace and they get mad at her, so they go to the demolition by themselves. No, I'll leave it. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay, so they went to go get the demolition.
oh, they were very mad at them. They were very mad because she thought she lost it, and she like felt very bad, and like they were like kind of tortured for losing it, which makes sense because it was something like very important to them because like that thing like makes them live, and they gave her a fully charged one that was like cherished.
It was literally saved for the alpha,
and she lost it, which I mean makes sense. I would be totally mad.
Oh yeah.
I'd be like, excuse me, we're over here dying.
And that's why they have the fight, was because he stole it. So that was their big fight, right? Wait, that was one of their big fights. They've had a couple, yeah. Like,
which I love because it shows like how much they love each other and how much they care about each other.
It's not perfect. Like I like that they're being realistic.
Yes, and the problems aren't like, I want to say like every other couple, like they are like kind of big problems, and I like that. But not like too big to the point where it's like heavy on your heart. Because one thing I love about Zombies is that it's a good movie and it knows how to like.
It gives you like serious problems, but in a way that like you don't need to worry about it. You're just like, oh yeah, like there's a lot of symbolism in the movie, but if a kid won't realize it, like
yeah, and I love it because it's like not so heavy on your heart when you're watching it. You're just like,
yeah,
it's like cute. Continuing on, so they fight, whatever. They go to do the demolition. Eventually,
what happened that they?
Oh, Bree comes down and they eventually decide that they need to like help her. Oh, the alarm goes off. As Bree's talking to her about like what happened, and the alarm goes off, and they say something about something about going on in the construction thing over there with demolition. So she like realizes she needs to go help, so she goes help, but like she realizes that it can't just be her, that it needs to be everybody, which really like shows like how like wise and smart Addison is, you know. Continuing on with demolition, they have like this cool song.
But it also, okay, I'm sorry, symbolism. Symbolism was that like it can't just be her to go help out. Like everybody needs to help out in the way that I'm going it back. Like for change, for everything to be equal amongst each other. Like everybody needs to help. Like it can't just be people who are not getting the same equality that helps out. No, like people who are living their lives without problems, like they should help out the people in need too. Like,
I like that.
Yeah,
symbolism.
Yeah, symbolism.
Carrying on, they do this whole song thing, which at the beginning I didn't know if I liked the song at the beginning, but like watching it later, I like the song, especially when Addison comes and joins in. It's like, and the dances are kind of cool. Anyways,
but yeah, it was after like the wolves were already like.
Which shows like how much fear the humans had because they were ready with the gassing of silver, with the fog of silver to attack on the wolves.
I don't think that was silver.
Yeah, they said it was like a fog of silver, which is why it was making them weak.
Oh, I thought it was just fog. It's making them cough. Like a fog makes like.
They said it, and I feel like that just shows how much fear they were in because it shows that they were ready. They were ready. They and it just shows how much fear they're in, kind of like how much fear the world is in as well, you know?
Yeah. So she goes in, and then Zed appears too, and then he joins in, and then like it was awesome because she was already with zombies and humans. Like Zed, I don't know where he was, but he didn't get the memo, and then he got it later, and then like he went over. Like
yeah, he showed up randomly.
Yeah, but like
or maybe he was there the whole time and just wasn't in the song. But like I feel like it was so
maybe
random.
he was like in the back. Like not lying. Maybe he wasn't dancing and he was just watching and then he joined in. I don't know. He came from the where did he come from? I think he came
was
from
with
like
the zombies as well. He was with some zombies as well.
Was he?
Yeah, there was some
behind
zombies
the
but like next to him or whatever. No, there was some zombies next to him or something.
Oh,
like
whatever.
that.
Okay, so he came from somewhere in a group that was just watching apparently. I don't know. So they had their little
they were
song.
waiting to come in because they were waiting for the cue of their number.
For real. Oh my god! Kind of like how I'm sorry, we're making a lot of references to High School Musical. I'm so sorry, but in the second movie, High School Musical, how there was just these people lined up because they were ready because they knew that Gabriella was gonna come out in the second movie when he was like singing the song up in stage. So it's like they were ready. They knew what was going on.
Anyway, so yeah, and I love the little thing, and I love how like there's a moment between.
Zed and Addison.
Is that an Addison as they're doing the dance move, and then towards the end, I think, do they go to kiss or something like that, or is that a different one? No, that's a different shot, right?
I don't know.
Oh, it's a different shot. Got it. It's a different shot. But anyways, I like that there was like a cute little moment as they were doing the thing, and like how like. And then what I also like is at the end, Zed spoke up, not Addison, but Zed spoke up to his father and the guy, talking about how like we can't do this to them, and I like how the father like acknowledged it and was like, "You're right, we can't do that," and stopped it.
So they tried to turn the thing off, but it was broken. Like the water spilled on it or something like that, and then the thing was broken and the time was running, and they had to run out of the thingy.
And they collapsed.
Yeah.
And everybody was upset.
Yeah, which I found it hilarious because they were already like going home, and then he was like, "Okay, turn it off," and he was like, "I can't," and then everybody ran to the building that was about to collapse.
I don't know what they thought. I don't know what they thought they could do. Maybe like.
No, because it doesn't. You can't stop
maybe
it.
like there was because there's something. There has to be something inside the building that stops that like is triggering the demolitions. Maybe if you like pull a wire, top one wire, cut a wire, like something you're doing manually, maybe you could stop it. But still, definitely.
But everybody go in.
But there was definitely not enough time.
No,
because as they were running, like before, like they weren't even halfway to the building, they collapsed. So like you're telling me you thought you could be the Flash? Yeah.
That's on a brand.
I mean, they could probably sponsor something. They could sponsor.
Not sponsored.
Anyways, not the point.
Yeah, none of the shows that we're like referencing, like, we're not getting paid. Like,
we're not getting paid by zombies either.
Opinion.
We just love the movies.
Yeah.
And excited for the third one. Talk about that in a minute.
Yes.
Talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
Okay,
so what happened after?
Everybody's upset. So and Zed confesses to having the necklace, and then she gets so mad. And I love the way she got mad because it was like very true. And I think it was in this part that she says about how like she's never belonged anywhere or something like that.
Yeah.
And how she finally found her pack. And so she asked, but what was sad? She puts on the necklace eventually, and
yes, and then she goes, "Well, am I?" And then Bree was like, "You're beautiful, but you're the same beautiful that you've always been."
That was a beautiful way to say it. No, honey, sorry. That was a beautiful way to say that, and I loved it. Which is really sad for her.
But it was really upsetting because literally the whole thing was like, "Oh, you could be a wolf possibly." And then, she finally accepted it. And she's like, "Yes, I'm a wolf." And then she puts it on and she's not a wolf. And she's like, "Well, that's upsetting because it's like now, like, we don't know what you are now." Like,
so then they moves on to the prom, the dance, whatever. And Zed eventually goes to get the werewolves, and they all decide to go. They all decide to like be monsters, and like they're like, "Yeah," they accept that they're monsters. The zombies do. Zed does. They're like, "Yeah."
So they're all together, which I find it really cool that like all the zombies and all the werewolves like they're going in together to like break the rules.
And I like how Bucky went totally on, but he didn't because the girl wolfed out on him or whatever. Which, by the way, you would think that the ones that would be sick, like one of the first ones, would be the alpha and whatever, because you would think that they're the ones that the most that wolf out, to give scare and to give dominance. But yet it was the other girl who was a puny little, not puny, but she was like very nice, and she was like very like, she was a funny character, like Bonzo. She was the Bonzo of the new one, She was a funny character, but she was the first one of the first ones to get sick.
Well,
except
not
for
one of the
older
first ones,
except for the
but one
elders,
of the ones
but
of the teen group.
yeah, which I feel like it should have been the alpha because you would think that they're the ones that like wolf out the most, and you would think that wolfing out the most means that you're running out of energy faster. But I don't know.
But also, like, maybe she didn't need to wolf out the most because she's the one who asserts dominance, so she doesn't even need a wolf out for them to, like, get back in line.
I guess I don't know. But anyways, moving right along with the story, they're at the prom, whatever. And then my favorite part is that they have this they do this the someday song.
Oh my god, yes, but it's, like, tweaked.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a slow one, kind of like a thing.
I mean...
it was kind of slow.
Yeah, but, like, the second one that they did in the first movie was slow as well.
Yeah, but this one was different because they were, like, slow dancing or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was cute, and I loved it, and then, like, it was a cute, wholesome moment that I didn't know I needed, but again, I did.
Yeah, because the first one was just, like... Oh, what was the lyrics? What was the lyrics?
We're gonna be someday.
No, but,
What?
The one that was talking about her. That she was like, oh, now you know me. Like towards the end of the time.
Yeah. I had something about, like, I know you knew me or something like that, like, knew me, something like that.
Well, not I know you knew me, but now, like, now I know you know me. Like,
yeah, which is so cute. I loved it. So that was the movie, and that's the part when they went to kiss, but they couldn't kiss because of the... Because
yeah, what happened?
The floor, there was, like, a rumble, and the floor started, like...
Oh, yeah. It was so frustrating. Wasn't there a point in the first movie where they were gonna kiss, but then did they?
I don't know. Anyways, I don't think there was a point where they were gonna kiss, but then didn't. I don't think ever.
I don't know. But I remembered that when I watched the first movie, I was like, I didn't get a kiss scene, like, at all. Like,
Oh, sorry. We're not there yet. Anyways, so, continuing on with the story, so they, like, run after the rumble or whatever, and so they decide that they can, that it's just buried, that it wasn't destroyed, so that they can go underneath, and they grab it, and so, but the werewolves, like, charge up their necklaces or whatever when they get to it, and they try to lift it, but they can't lift it by themselves, so, Addison's like, well, what if you, like,
you need a bigger pack, is what you mean.
Yeah, which is so cute, because, like, earlier on in the movie, they said something about, like, they're fine with just their pack, because they don't need any more people.
Yeah.
But then they, like, it shows, like, how they do, and it was so cute.
And can we talk about how the monsters' outfits, like zombies and werewolves, they were awesome outfits. They were better than the humans' outfits. Like, their outfits were awesome. Anyways.
They were. I feel like the outfit, like the little dress or whatever she was wearing. Anyways,
yeah.
Carrying on. So the humans and zombies help the werewolf thing, and so they're gonna get out, but the thing collapses. So someone said, I think it was Addison, like or someone said, I can't remember who.
Either Addison or Eliza were like, you need a wolf out. Not wolf out, zombie
out. I think he was the only one that could do it because he was that was the only one that his skin was broken.
It was broken. Yeah.
So he took it off easily and lifted a thing for everybody to go. Can we say, because we noticed as we were watching the movie, they were like all walking out, but they did not care that to touch him or not, because they were all just like grasping against him. And excuse me,
he's holding this giant thing, and you're just like.
But so yeah. Anyways, so they let go, and then this is one part where we don't know where he made it or not, because I thought he was behind the thing.
Closes it, and it seemed like the way he closed it, we thought he was behind it.
Yeah, which I think maybe what he would have done, he might have like slowly closed it down to the point where he could grab the thing, because it was still on the inside, so he probably grabbed it, and then like as he was holding it, like crawled into the opposite side of it and then let it go.
Right.
Which is probably what
like
happened.
The way that it fell, it seemed like he just let it go.
Exactly, it seemed like he let it go, and he was on the other side, which would have been really sad.
But then like his little thing like clicked back in, and you saw a little light, and then he walked out.
Yeah, which is so cute. Is that when they kiss, or is it later?
I don't know.
I think it's later on. Anyways,
I think it is later on. I think
they have the party or whatever, and they're all happy, and they do this big dance number, song, whatever thing, which I don't like that song as much as I like the other songs more, but
I still like the song. It was pretty good.
And I think that's when they kiss. So that's pretty much the summary of the movie.
And then at the end. Okay, at the end, so she was sleeping supposedly, I don't know, whatever. She was sleeping in her bed, and there was kind of like this little shoop thing that like fell into the thing. And at first, let me be honest, when I saw it, I was like, is that like another bead thing, like another like stone thing? Because it was blue, so I thought it was another one for the werewolves, but I was wrong because she was like, what was that? And like her hair glue, and she was like, oh, that's weird. And then I realized, oh, an alien. Like,
yeah, an alien. And so what we came to the conclusion is and we were talking, and I was like, well, she's an alien now, but like, and then I was like, okay, but like, why would they come now? And then I was like, well, maybe it's because it's her birthday, because like there was a time thing, remember? And I was like, What
So
if that
she's
day is
like
her birthday?
she turned of age, you know,
For them to come. And I don't know, and I think said something about the thing of like you like maybe like when the mom was pregnant, like an alien touched her belly or whatever. Something like
Yeah, because like I don't want to accept that maybe her mom cheated, but also it could have been that she's not her parents at all, and they found her.
Yeah, because this is Disney Channel. Disney Channel doesn't tend to like do cheating.
Yeah.
So, except they did it in Disney Plus, but Disney Plus is a whole different thing for Disney Channel. Can we mention how Disney Plus, High School Musical, the series, he was shirtless? Can we just mention that?
Okay, I think it's
like,
okay though because it's Disney Plus, which means it's Disney movies, and like there are movies.
I agree. Disney Plus. Disney Plus. I think they're
Disney
rules
Plus is like more professional, like
more mature, more like they're like more open. But like I was very.
You were like.
I was like very like astonished. Anyways,
Oh god.
back to the zombies. So I think she's an alien, but I was a little bit upset about the fact that they're making her actually pertain to something now. Because like one thing I liked about the movie was that she didn't really pertain to anything. She was kind of all three because she was human because she was human, and then she was kind of a zombie because she was dating a zombie. So she felt like she was a zombie. She was a zombie, you know, like she was part of the zombies. She was a zombie, and then she was a werewolf because she thought she was a werewolf. She thought she was a package. She accepted the werewolves, and the werewolves accepted her. So like she was kind of all three.
Yeah, so then she was multicultural, in the words that I chose to say, multicultural. So then she was like, but now she's going to be an alien. I was like, well, she can still be multicultural. You know, she'll be an alien, for real. But she'll also have...
she'll still be all three, which like the
she'll still have the...
she'll still be
same
human.
values. Well, not the same values. Okay. Historia, cultura, valores, y... something else. I forgot. Sorry, Miss Morris. Whatever, she has the same. She's multicultural because she has the cultures of the humans, but she also has.
She was a human for the most part of her life,
but she has the culture of the zombies because like she got to know them and stuff like that, and she got to learn stuff from them. But she also got to learn stuff from the wolves. But she's also an alien, so she's multicultural instead of it being three cultures, it's four.
Yeah. So there we go. That was the movie. I love the movie. I wasn't expecting it to be such a good movie. I don't really know what I was expecting. But
we're also not sure if it's an alien. But I mean, it is an alien.
I think her hair is blue. A weird thing.
No, but yeah, but like, what if she's a freaking wizard? Like, what? Like, oh, I don't know. But the thing is that like, it's kind of making you assume that she's an alien because the thing fell out like a UFO and like.
Well, we didn't know exactly what it was, but
a UFO means unidentified flying object. Okay, it was a UFO.
Sorry. Anyways.
Although it wasn't really flying, it was more like falling.
But could have been a meteoroid for all we know.
Oh my god, so now it's just an object because it's
an
unidentified object.
I'm really intrigued to see
what's gonna happen in the next movie.
Yeah, and how like they deal with the fact because I'm sorry, but there was no way that nobody saw that thing fall from the sky.
For real.
So
right.
So how are like they gonna deal with that? Like, is everybody just gonna wake up and walk to the area? Like what?
Well, I don't know. I'm a very heavy sleeper, and I gotta be honest. If something falls and it's not right next to my house, I might not notice.
Okay, well, the people that fell next to, they definitely felt it. But Addison definitely noticed. And apparently people listened to Addison because she thought she saw werewolves and everybody just automatically believed her.
Werewolves.
So, and I mean, I guess it could be the part that everybody believed her because, I mean, everybody already believed in zombies, so I guess they thought anything is possible. But
because it's not anything is possible because it's not like she's saying, oh my gosh, there's mermaids. No, she's saying werewolves, which is already like...
I feel like they would have believed her too.
No, but I feel like they were more lenient into believing her because of the stories of how Seabrook came to be.
Yeah.
Like...
Anyways, so I mean, I think it's about zombies. I recommend, if you haven't seen it...
Yeah, it was really...
You should go watch it. I mean, but if you're watching this video, I hope you've seen it because if not, then you have spoilers.
You have like a bunch of spoilers. The only point for you to watch it is for you to actually experience it for yourself. Like
exactly. Even if you haven't watched it, you still watch this video. So we'll go watch it because we skipped a few of the parts.
Oh yeah, we skipped a
and
bunch
us talking about it isn't the same as watching
Oh yeah,
it.
no.
Like I feel like we're watching it. I love zombies. Zombies is like the first one of one of my favorite movies, and you can ask her. I would rewatch it so many times. And I feel like Zombies 2 is also a good movie that I can rewatch it so many times.
Also. I'm sorry, you said that it's like one of my favorite movies that we watched so many times and it made me think of To All the Boys I've Loved Before, how we watched that even more times.
The second one?
Sure, next video. Just make sure you post this one first. So definitely go watch the second movie of that one. And go watch the first movie of that one. Okay, go watch Zombies, Zombies 2, 12 the Boys I Loved Before, and 12 the Boys P.S. I Still Love You. Go watch all of this.
Take good movies.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's it. We have an Instagram. Go follow us there. We post more often than we post here.
We also have
Azrael Apparel. It's a apparel company, and we do t-shirts and pants and pretty much whatever
we
you
do
would like.
apparel.
We do apparel. We can
Okay.
make hoodies. We can make the design for you with what you would like it to be, or you can make your design and just send it to us, and we can do it for you.
We also have Asaya Grupo. It's a YouTube channel where we have it with our sister and we have it with a friend of ours. So go check that out too.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today.
Drop a thumbs up if you like the video.
And subscribe to see more of us.
We post every week.
And hit the bell notification if I post.
Bye.